Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner Football Fans podcast. You got Terry, Rob, and Rhett here today. Boomer up.
Boomer Terry.
Boomer Rhett.
Boomer.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to our listeners.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. First off, hit the subscribe button. Whatever you're listening to it on, follow us. Rob is still seeking stalkers. So DM him at Big Rob on Twitter, and he will gladly allow you to stalk him, correct?
Yeah, with some restrictions.
With some restrictions, okay.
Must be a female.
Must be.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Chill out there. Chill out.
But also, we are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma.
But we do have eligibility left.
And we're putting our hat in to the transfer portal to see if the Sooners will pick us up on the transfer. I mean, the Sooners will pick us up on the transfer portals.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see two Texas quarterbacks put their name in the transfer portal?
I did see that.
Austin is on fire, isn't it?
something ain't happening right down there.
I mean, why?
The kid from Georgia too, right?
Yeah, the kid from Georgia. But I mean, is everybody down there afraid of Ellinger? I mean, what's going on in Texas that they decide they need to transfer?
I don't think it's Ellinger. I think it's Herman. They're tired of getting lip service.
Yeah, I don't like Herman as a coach. I don't really respect him as a coach. I don't think he's very good.
I don't respect any guy that kisses me. So he hasn't, per se kissed me.
I was about to say, has Tom Herman been kissing you recently?
But if I was his player, apparently,
it's going to be a no for me.
No.
Sorry.
And, his reasoning behind it was, I tell these parents I'm going to love them like I was my own kids, and I kiss my kids. I would tell them, don't kiss my kid. Okay? Same thing I would tell my preacher. Okay?
So Tom Herman cannot stalk me because...
Yeah, no Tom Herman.
Yeah.
But a little bit of, Big 12 news there that Austin's on fire again. And there's a guy posted the other day on Twitter. He backed it out. He made a typo, which that's what I hate about Twitter is you can't correct it. You have to redo it. Yeah. But it was pretty funny. Top 10 recruiting class. It's obvious that Texas is going to be favorite to win the Big 12 in 2019 2-0-0-0-1-9. I was like, cool.
They're going to be waiting a while.
Yeah. So in 1,018 years, however many, Texas is back. We'll all be dead. And, they'll be playing it on the surface of the moon. But Texas will finally be able to win another Big 12 championship. But enough Texas talk. It's game week.
It's game week.
Are you excited, Rhett?
I am excited. I'm leaving out on the 26th, and we'll probably get there the 28th, and then the game is the next day. So I'm really excited to be down in Miami.
So you're caravanning down there?
Yeah. We're all going to leave Norman around 9 a.m.
That's a long drive, man. 23
hours.
Yeah. Do you know what the longest part of that drive is?
No.
Rob?
From the border of Florida down to Miami is the absolute longest waste of your life drive you will ever experience.
And I have driven through the Mojave Desert in California where there's nothing out there, but that drive, like Rob said, from the Panhandle just to Orlando.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah, horrible. I'm not really looking forward to it.
It's a big, nice highway, but it's just nothing. It's like, oh my God.
It never ends. You feel like you're never going to get there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Orange Bowl, but not necessarily Florida.
Yeah. So you picked up the Taco Bell seats this year?
Yes. Taco Bell blessed me with a free ticket to the game. Every 1 and 2 students got a free ticket to the game. I didn't get a free ticket last year. I had to pay for my ticket, so I deserved it.
Now, last year, wasn't it the girl in front of you? The girl in front behind you.
There were 2 girls in front of me, and they both got free tickets, but I had to pay for mine. It's fine. I'm not mad.
You're not mad. Okay. Doesn't sound like you're mad.
No, I'm
I've been mad. Just FYI, I've been mad.
No, you didn't let one of those ladies in front of you, did you? Did
no,
you? You weren't a
no.
gentleman.
There was a long line.
Okay.
I was ferocious.
So had you have let her up in front of you?
I think it was like it was predetermined, not by where you stood in line, but like it was just like random. Like she gets a free ticket, she gets a free ticket. He doesn't get one, but she does.
She's pretty. He's ugly. She's pretty.
That might have been it, actually. Yeah.
Well, welcome to your dad's life, right, Rob?
Right. Yeah. I mean, how sad is it when you got to beg for stalkers?
Stop. Well, true.
Right?
Yeah. You encourage it, and so. But Rob, first thing you asked me was, "Am I nervous yet? Are you nervous?"
You know what? I was nervous last week. This week,
Me too.
I'm a little bit more confident, just because of Lincoln Riley. I
Right.
mean, don't get me wrong. He's going up against Nick Saban.
Right.
So if there's any antithesis to, Lincoln, it's probably Nick.
Right.
So notice how I'm using their first names. That's how I do.
That's
That's how I do.
Yeah, you're that close, huh?
You see Lincoln like every other day, don't you?
I've seen him a couple times. I don't see him very often.
No.
So I see pretty much the rest of them a whole lot more than I see him.
So next time you see him, just go, "Hey, Link," see if he answers you.
Right.
Use the link, not the Lincoln.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
It might be an immediate bond. You don't know.
It might be.
So, I'm the same way. I mean, I'm nervous. I'm still trying to figure out what Oklahoma's going to do defensively. It's the same type of feeling I had last year at the Rose Bowl, going, they're not going to be able to stop us. And the difference is that I really felt that Mike Stoops could coach against this defense, and I think he did. That second half and that third quarter especially, there was a lot of guys didn't make some plays that they should have made.
Yeah.
And
honestly, I feel like Georgia's defense last year is better than
I
what
think it is.
Alabama's bringing this year.
And this offense is better than what Oklahoma brought last year.
Yeah.
And that's what's scary, I mean, because Oklahoma's going to put up – I still think Oklahoma's going to put up 50-plus points. What do you think, Rhett?
That's a tough one. I really don't know. I think that we'll probably get close to 50, but I don't know if we're going to go over 50. That's a lot.
I want to score 60. You know why I want to score 60? Nobody has ever scored 60 points on Alabama.
Really?
How awesome would that be to score
That'd be
60
pretty
points in the
awesome, I'm not gonna lie.
semifinals?
Awesome.
Especially if it was 64-3.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that half of Alabama's team couldn't come out of the locker room because of carbon monoxide gas got in there and they all got sick, something like that. That would be.
Well, carbon monoxide kills people, so I don't.
Well, I didn't say kill them. I mean, there is a deal. When if you probably not. Back in our day, when you drove in a car, if the muffler had a hole in it, and you were sitting in the back seat, you'd be in trouble. So I wasn't hoping death on them. You didn't have to take it there, Rhett.
Sure. Sorry.
But I want to talk about, before we get too much further into this, what were you talking about, the AM, that experiment or whatever, the ASMR or
ASMR. It's this kind of new trend on YouTube where people they'll take a mic that is a really good quality mic and it'll pick up all the sounds, and they'll put these videos on YouTube, and people find them very stress relieving. But to me, it just irks me and it disgusts me. She's a really popular YouTuber, and she'll eat pickles, and people love it.
they can hear
you can hear the crunch, the smack of her lips, you can hear her swallow the pickle when she's done eating it. It's awful. I hate every second of it, and I will not watch any of the videos, but people love it. I mean, there's you can give a dog a popsicle, right, and he'll go crazy, and you hear all the sounds, and it's just it's awful. It's awful, but people love it. People love it. So
this generation, Rob, is weird.
Well, they're finding new opportunities to certainly show their individuality.
Way to stick that one out.
You can't even comment on it, can you, Rob?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I was at not Headington. What's the one right across from Dunham? I was at Dunham College, and they've got a super nice kitchen and cafeteria in there anyway. And there was a bunch of Japanese students in there, and there's probably 15 or 20 of them, and they're all sitting in the same table. And they're at Dunham. They have great big long wooden tables, like in the Harry Potter show. And all of them are sitting there eating, and I mean, there's so many of them. You're close just to one of them. Anyway, when they eat, it's, I guess, polite in Japan for them to smack and slurp and all those sounds, and you're just like, listen, y'all got to keep it down over there.
I don't know if it's like polite to do that, but like it might not be
impolite,
a social taboo like it is here.
Right.
It's, I have a couple friends who probably grew up in Oklahoma and they smack, and it was just like their parents never learned it, and so as a consequence they never learned it.
No, I think your dad's right. I saw something where, especially with noodles, and I could be wrong. I mean, Japanese, that they slurp them, and it's like a show of respect or something like that. I could be wrong.
Well, they certainly didn't get the picture when my eyes started twitching and I was just staring at them like, I know you ain't, they're just, it was quite something. So I had to.
Yeah. So there's videos out there of people with super sensory microphones eating stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. I mean, they'll do more than just eat, right? They'll talk in the phone and they'll whisper so you can get every single syllable. And it's awful. They'll do all kinds of stuff, and every bit of it is awful.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this generation, they figure out that. They now watch people play video games instead of play them. Rhett. And they fill stadiums to watch people physically play.
That's right.
The video games.
Sports is on the up and up.
It's big business now, apparently.
It sure is.
The craziest sport that I've seen, and I'm going to watch it, I got to find it again, is the World Dart Championship in England. Have you seen that?
All right, so on the Ocho today, I watched National Axe Throwing League. There's a league. I'm like, no, this is not a real deal. Somebody's punking me.
But it's an axe throwing league.
Yes.
Well, see, over in England, they have the World Dart Competition. And, dude, I'm telling you, it's like the Super Bowl. It is an arena full of people dressed crazy, screaming and hollering, and these dudes drinking beer and throwing darts.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm talking,
consider them athletes,
dude. These guys, any spot on that board they want to put it, they put it.
Wow!
It is crazy how good those guys are. But the crowd it's as crazy as any football game you've ever seen. I said they're all, people. It's like Mardi Gras. I mean, people are all dressed up crazy, screaming and hollering for darts.
Well, they don't have real football over there, so they got to get excited about something.
Yeah, they got soccer, which is not real football. Are you a soccer fan, Rhett?
Not really.
Okay, good answer, because we would hate to ridicule you here right on.
I mean, it is, the most watched sport in the entire world, but I'm not necessarily a fan of soccer.
So do you think if those third world countries had real football that they would even, I mean, like those soccer leagues would disband if they had real football?
No.
It's
Soccer's too popular a sport.
I just don't understand how people will, I don't understand the quarters or the periods or how that
45-minute halves.
Yeah, okay. It just seems
don't
weird.
Don't care. We're talking about soccer.
But how you can sit there and watch it for that long?
I think, I mean, what an average college football game is like, 3 hours?
But there's always something going on. Soccer,
you're right.
There's, they shoot the ball, 5 times in an hour and a half?
That's why I don't like it, is because you could sit there for an hour and a half and it can end in a tie, and people are like, wow, that was a really good game. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Not so much.
Take your word for
it. No. Sorry, soccer fans. Your sport sucks. It's
don't
terrible.
at me.
At Rob, at Rhett. Don't at me. But anyway, also it is the Christmas season. So let's talk a little bit of Christmas time.
Okay.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh my God, Rob!
I get stuff in my eye every time I watch that. It's like sinuses or something.
Sinuses in your eye. Rhett,
My favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch
The Grinch. Which one?
with Jim Carrey.
With Jim Carrey. Mine is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's the best Christmas movie ever.
Come on. Chevy Chase.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely
How
not.
did he keep getting roles in movies? Oh, it was terrible. Guys,
You don't like?
No, it's stupid.
Well, yeah, it's stupid. Which
the
that's-
only good thing about it was his brother-in-law.
It's cousin.
What, Randy Quaid?
Yeah, Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah. That's the only good part about that whole deal.
Oh no! When his the aunt and uncle come, the old folks with the cat, and she wrapped the cat in the box, and they're holding the box, and it keeps and the box keeps flopping around.
Didn't they set it on fire or something?
That was a Christmas tree, but then they tell her to say grace. You don't remember that?
Nah, I can't remember.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the Union. Everybody stands up, puts her hand over the heart, and she goes, "Play ball."
What?
She's old and senile.
I've never finished this movie, and I don't think I need
Wow.
to know it's a bad movie.
I thought you were going to say Die Hard.
No, I like Die Hard, and yes, I think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Do you think it's a Christmas movie?
Not really, no.
They're at a Christmas party?
So
It's not Christmas themed though.
Yes. What else is it then?
Death
It's-
and killing
me
and
blow me up. No, I know a lot of people say it's a Christmas movie, but I don't really think it is.
I said I like the Grinch, but I like the original Grinch.
the old
Yeah,
animated.
the old
Okay.
one. I want to see the new one. I haven't seen the new
I do
one yet.
too. I haven't seen it either.
But the old one, just I like those old Christmas cartoons like
Yeah.
that. But Jim Carrey's was good. You got to give Jim Carrey. What other? Rob, do you like The Apartment?
The Apartment.
It's a Christmas movie. Since you like It's a Wonderful Life, I thought you'd.
No, guess I don't know what that one
I
is.
don't either. Never heard of it, but it's number 8
Number 8 on the list.
on Rotten Apples.
Yeah.
Babes in Toyland.
Apples.
No.
Huh?
Rotten apples.
What did I say?
You said rotten apples.
Oh, Rotten Tomatoes.
There you go.
Yeah, see, I'm not into this stuff. Nightmare Before Christmas. Never got
seen
into it. Holiday Inn.
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
Man, I gotta broaden my Christmas movie intake. I
Meet
guess.
Me in St. Louis.
These must be really old.
It's a Wonderful Life is number 1.
Well, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Woot woot.
It's a great movie.
The Shop Around the Corner. Never seen it.
Where's the, or what is it called? Christmas Carol or Christmas? No, what's the one with the you'll shoot your eye out thing?
Christmas Story.
Yeah,
The Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what list you're looking on. Some of them have that as number 1, but I can't find it on.
I mean, it's all subjective to who
Yeah.
whoever created the website.
Yeah. Die Hard is number 11. Christmas Story is number 13. It's higher than that.
I don't know about that. I didn't care for it a whole lot.
And see, here's one. Edward Scissorhands.
That's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a Christmas movie.
I
All
don't
right.
think it is.
And Charlie Brown's Christmas, number 15. No. Anything Charlie Brown is in the top 5. Charlie Brown's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown Easter, Charlie Brown 4th of July, whatever it is, Charlie Brown is in the top.
You'd think that he would know that she's going to pull the football and he's going to fall. I mean, you think he would, but every time.
Every time she does it. Rudolph the Red. Do you like the old cartoons, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeers?
Yeah, with the abominable snowman.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
Have you ever seen that one?
I don't think so.
It's kind of like early animation.
Yeah, it was
Claymation.
Claymation.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, stop.
Yeah, and they had Santa Claus is Coming to Town has this heat miser and the snow miser.
Yeah.
But here's one I've never heard of: Tokyo Godfathers.
No, never heard of that one. What about Elf? Where does that hit the list?
I think this is like a world. And see, that's another one. Elf, Gremlins.
Gremlins,
I
yeah.
think
That's a Christmas movie.
Top 3 Christmas movies: It's a Wonderful Life, How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey, and The Polar Express. Doesn't get much better than those 3.
And Polar Express.
Yes, I grew up watching that movie.
Now mine is Would have to be The Grinch, the original, Elf, and National Lampoons.
There's a couple of spots there in Elf that are pretty funny. The rest of it's kind of trash. Gotta be honest with you.
Very critical of movies. You either like it or it's trash. There's not really an in between.
Well, yeah.
Well, see, the thing I never got about Elf is like in the very beginning when he goes to New York and he goes into the store. Okay, for one, the chick in it that he falls in love with, why is she showering at work? Because that's how they meet, is in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
And she's showering and he hears her singing. He goes in there and sits and he's singing along with her. And it took her 5 minutes to figure out somebody was singing. No, if I'm in my shower and I hear another voice, that's like Psycho. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you might want to evaluate. I'm just saying.
Who's outside?
Hey, hold up, girl. What's up?
But
Chill out over there, all right?
All right.
Batman Returns is considered a Christmas movie.
Oh, boy.
And that's the one with Michelle Pfeiffer. Bad Santa, never liked Bad Santa.
I don't think I've seen it. So.
With Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. That's a
Man, they are
Sesame
really
Street.
stretching
yeah
now.
Sesame Street Muppets one. The Santa Claus.
Oh,
See, those are a lot higher than any of
we
the
love
rest.
Yeah.
the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus is good.
Yeah, Tim Allen's good. I like Tim Allen.
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol. Oh,
And-
the Ref. Have you ever seen the Ref?
Yeah. No, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's got let's see here, Dennis Leary, Kevin Spacey, Judy Davis. He's a crook, and he kidnaps his family. He steals something. He has to kidnap this family, and they're like a dysfunctional family. And it's funny, but there's one part that's just hilarious towards the end of it when the mother goes off on the ref, but he's called the ref because instead of being the hostage taker, he's trying to keep the family from fighting. So, but it's a pretty good one. Scrooge, that's another good one. Bill Murray, Scrooged.
Yeah, I like Scrooge. I like Bill Murray, so obviously.
You ever seen that one?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you've seen that one, haven't you?
I don't think so.
He's director of TV producer kind of a guy.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
A very Harold and Kumar Christmas. Have you seen
It's a no for me on that one.
Krampus?
Krampus.
Have you seen it?
Is that
have
scary
not.
Christmas kind of a deal?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I mean, it's I don't know. I can't remember the exact plot of it, but if you say you don't believe in Santa or something like that, or you don't believe in Christmas, that's when Krampus comes and he takes the family. So,
Oh, boy.
yeah.
Yeah, no, haven't seen it.
Home Alone.
Never a fan of Home Alone movies. Never
I didn't
liked
like Home Alone 2. Home Alone 1 was good.
Yeah, I mean, back when it first, I don't think I've seen it, but when it came
Yeah.
out.
Well, have you seen the new videos?
the Google commercial.
The Google commercial
Yeah.
with
No.
he's what's his name? The kid that played it, Macaulay Culkin, as an adult. He's
Kind of redoes all
the
from
scenes.
Home
Oh, he does?
Alone.
Having
Yeah, as an
Google,
adult.
Mom, Google, what's on my what's on the appointments today? But so, what's your 3 favorite, Rob?
I'd have to go with, obviously It's a Wonderful Life is going to be at the top. And then somewhere behind that is probably the Grinch and then those Santa Claus movies.
Yeah,
And maybe Christmas with the Cranks or something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
so.
that's a good one.
yeah. So, are you going to watch It's a Wonderful Life tomorrow night? Is that a tradition that you do?
Well, I watch it every Christmas, and I've already watched it. So
You
Yeah.
watched it without me.
I did.
That's
I watched it in color too.
blasphemy.
In color. Is that weird?
Yeah, a little bit,
Yeah.
but
was a little bit
it was better. Like I was like, I'm kind of pleased with how this is remastered with the color
Yeah.
on it. So
Yeah. So, what about Christmas songs? What's your favorite Christmas song?
it's definitely "Oh Holy Night."
The Holy Night.
I'm a big 12 Days of Christmas by Straight No Chaser fan.
Straight No Chaser.
Yeah.
That's the same face I made when I asked him that question.
Do you know who they are?
No.
They take the 12 Days of Christmas and they kind of remix it with like a bunch of other Christmas songs.
Go ahead and belt it out.
I will not be
Come on.
singing.
Come
I will
on.
not be performing live here, but you can listen to it on Spotify if you want. It's pretty good.
Okay, pretty good. Okay. You know, one of my favorites, it's not my favorite, but one I always have to listen to at Christmas is Bob and Doug McKenzie's 12 Days of Christmas. You remember Bob and Doug?
No.
The Great White North.
Strange Brew.
Yeah,
Strange Brew.
yeah, Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Hey, where you going, eh?
Yeah, where you going? Coo. Yeah, they were like Saturday Night Live, and they had like a talk show.
They were funny.
Oh, they were hilarious, and they had their 12 Days of Christmas, and it was on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a beer. On the second day of Christmas. And they always come back, it's always a partridge in a pear tree, and they always come back to a beer, and then finally one of them was in a tree. That's one of my it's hilarious. It's funny. But I actually like Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Do you like those guys?
Yeah, I do. I'd like to see them live one day.
Yeah. Haven't seen them live, but they do some pretty good stuff. But it's funny how there was basically an 80s rock band that couldn't make it, so they put out a Christmas song.
Went triple platinum.
Went triple, and they tour every Christmas, every November and December all over the world, and everybody comes and watches it.
Have you guys been out to the Downs Family Christmas show out there? They play a Trans-Siberian thing for one of their light shows.
Oh, the light show.
It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that, light up my house like that.
Yeah.
But it seems like an awful lot of work.
It is. They start in like late November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a pretty girl out there one time. She was impressed. It's like, that's our old girl.
I don't believe you.
What, that he took a girl out there or a pretty girl out there?
Pick one.
Listen, life's too short to ride with ugly chicks.
Can you chill out, please?
That literally is a patch on my riding vest.
Can you
It
chill
is.
out?
I'm not kidding you. That
You
is a
are
real
too
thing.
much.
Life is too short
You
to
are too
ride with
much.
ugly women.
I thought I came here to talk about football, and you're over there goofing around.
So what's on your riding vest? Oh, that's right. You don't have one.
All right.
Yes. Life's too short to ride with ugly chicks. That's what it says.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, no ugly chick stalkers is what you're saying.
Well, I'm going to go with no at this time. The pattern is full, Ghost Rider.
If you guys could see Rhett's face right now.
Yeah, but in my defense, he does that all the time.
Yeah, I know.
To me.
But anyway, let's get back to football because that is why everybody listens to us, is for our
It is?
football expertise.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Uh-oh.
First thing, we haven't really said anything about it, and we need to. I mean, we pushed for it. We knew it was going to happen, but the Joe Moore Award, congratulations to the Oklahoma offensive line. The biggest men on campus, Bobby Evans, Ben Powers, Creed Humphrey, Drew Samia, Cody Ford, and Jonathan Alvarez. That's a big honor,
And a big trophy.
Yeah, and a big trophy.
Huge trophy.
We gotta go up there and see it.
Yeah,
we're
gonna have to go up there and take a look at it. But it came down to them, Oklahoma, Alabama, and Georgia, and these guys. It's not an award that like the Heisman, where there's 500 voters and people, vote their opinion. Apparently, they've got like film rats that sit and watch and see how the unit works, and then they, media people, and they kick that stuff out to them as here's what to and what and doing who and who's why, and but I think that it's only been in existence for 3 or 4 years, and they're the third team to get it, but
very cool.
But
Probably should have won last year too. Honestly,
I think they were in the finals last year,
Yeah.
and Notre Dame got it. I think it was Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and Alabama last year. But definitely a deserving group this year for sure.
Oh yeah.
But
And you know what? It could get better next year. I mean, I know that we got some guys leaving, but the kids that are coming in, Brandon
yeah.
Walker, and
it's this team's going to be good for
for a while.
a while.
Yep.
Let's talk about what we think the keys to the game are. Right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's several different things. We can all, what are you, What are you wanting to see Oklahoma do? What do you think we have to do? What are you wanting to see Oklahoma do?
Well, let me just say this. I think that the offense is going to operate as usual. Okay?
Right.
I think, we may not score as many points, but it's still going to move the ball. We're still going to score. So if the defense would just play a little, if they would play, what are we, number 90?
Yeah.
If they would play like a top 50 defense, that could be good enough to win the football game. So I'm just, I really just am hoping that they play better than they played all year long. I don't want to go down there and lay an egg.
Yeah.
Because I mean that would just be the worst thing. If we go down there and we play, lights out and we still lose, I'm still gonna be proud of them no matter what. But that gives us an opportunity to win the ball game.
All right. Stay in it.
Stay in it.
Yeah. Right. What are you?
I think it's going to be a tough game, whether Tua goes out with an injury or not. Like, if Tua goes out with an injury, Jalen Hurts is going to come in,
right.
and they're going to be the exact same team that they were before.
Right.
I think that we need to put a lot of pressure on whoever's in the backfield, and we need to get them out of the pocket and keep them uncomfortable during the game. I know that we've got something that Bama doesn't. It's called Sooner Magic. We saw it in the Sugar Bowl about 4 years ago. I think we'll probably see it in the Orange Bowl again.
Yeah. One of the things with Tua has been the one team that put pressure on him. I mean, he looked terrible in that first half.
Yeah, we need to copy whatever
they need to
did
listen and look and go,
again.
this is what we're going to do as well, because they can throw out, well, he actually hurt himself in the second play of the game. Bull, liar. He
Whatever.
did not.
Whatever.
That was their ploy to, hey, the reason why he played bad, there was their push to win him the Heisman. But he looked terrible. He was rattled. Oklahoma is going to have to do that same sort of thing and do something different than what they're looking at tape of Oklahoma right now doing.
Yeah, because they know every area where we're susceptible and where we've been susceptible all year.
Right.
We can't be that.
Right.
We can't be that same number 90 defense that comes in there.
Yeah. I was watching, the Steelers play the Saints today, and it was, don't get me started on that. And yes, next week I have to root for the Browns because the Browns got to win to get me back in playoff contention. Anyway, enough said on that subject. But Tony Romo, as much as I thought he was funny as a quarterback, because it just seemed like he was the Charlie Brown of quarterbacks. I mean, everything that could go wrong. The guy is a good analyst. I mean, he knows the game of football. He really does. But he kept saying that, the Steelers were a blitzing team, and Drew Brees was just picking them apart. And he goes, the Steelers have got to revamp what they're doing. They can't blitz this guy. He's too good. You need to just rush 4 people and put that pressure on him, man up, and make him go through progressions. Not 3 plays later, the Steelers started doing that. And it's not their forte. The Steelers are always, the twist blitzes and all this stuff. You don't have to necessarily do what brought you to the dance, but you got to do something that you can manage the game with. And Oklahoma's defense is going to have to manage, Alabama's offense. I don't think Alabama's offense is nearly as good as number 2. I just think that they played some really, really bad teams. Citadel, Arkansas,
Yeah.
And Oklahoma did too. I mean, we've got to play, Kansas every year.
State.
But I don't think that offense is as dynamic. I think it can be defended better than Oklahoma's can be defended. And whether that means manning up 4-man rush and going man on man, obviously some corner blitzes, doing like what we did against Texas. They weren't expecting it. Mm-hmm. That was something out of the norm that Oklahoma hadn't done. I couldn't. How many times do we see a safety or corner blitz all year long that I can remember?
I can remember one.
Yeah. So maybe it was something that they hadn't been comfortable with doing and said, okay, now we're comfortable with.
I mean, look how well it worked.
Yeah.
In the time we did it. So hopefully they,
And in an opportune time, which was huge. I mean,
huge.
we were, going down there to score, bad fumble. game was still in question, and that game, just that play right there turned it around. That's what we're going to have out of this defense.
Because no one had any thought or imagination that we would stop them from scoring.
Right.
So,
and the same thing that happened to us last year in the Rose Bowl. We've got to make it happen for us. Whether it's a no squib kick, we squib kick it and they end up kicking the longest field goal in Rose Bowl history. That's the type of play that we got to get to beat Alabama.
Yeah.
And it's not that we got to do anything extraordinary. We just our defense has to play their best game.
Yeah.
Ever. So.
And that won't be hard for them to do.
No, it's not. These guys are good athletes. I mean, am I confident in the defense? My confidence isn't a whole lot there, but I'm confident in the fact that they don't have to play above their head. We've said that all along about Lincoln Riley's teams. Mm-hmm. They don't have to be. He doesn't have to have a number 2 ranked defense. It would be nice.
Oh yeah.
But looking at his recruiting class this year, obviously he thinks he needs to be a number 2 defense.
I mean, if he is, we're a juggernaut like.
Yeah, and I think this team is there. Its defense is dragging us right now and has the last 2 years. Can we win this game? Absolutely. No doubt in my mind we can win this game, and I think we're going to. I think it's going to be a shock to ESPN and everybody else.
Well, it definitely will. If we win the ball game, the world will be shocked.
Now, I would like it to be like the Texas game. Would we end up 40-something, 48 to 28 or something like that, 43 to 28, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'd like it to be, to hold them under that 30-point range, which I think they can do.
Well, if they do, we win.
Yeah, because the only team to hold us under that really has been Army, and that's because they went nanning and
the ball for 8 minutes.
Yeah, nanning and a boo-boo. We're going to get 2 yards at a time.
Yeah,
but
effectively.
And I think anytime your strengths go against strengths, and our biggest strength is our offensive line. I mean, and they haven't faced an offensive line like this that plays like we do, that opens up holes the size of my house.
Well, Georgia's offensive line's pretty good, but yeah, you're right.
That the run game is going to be key, but all year long, and since Lincoln has been here, we've been a balanced team, which still cracks me up. Is that fans coming in think we're a Big 12 spread offense, and then the next thing you know, we did it against Georgia last year. All the Georgia fans, we talked about it before, were like, "The heck are you guys doing running the ball so much?" Well,
yeah,
that's what we do.
What we
not just running.
Yeah, starting running back you. That's us.
Yeah, but 3rd and 4th down offense, we're going to have to go for some 4th downs. I think Lincoln likes going for 4th downs. I mean, he said it on his coach's show at Rudy's one time, is that, hey, it just depends on where the ball's at. If I think we need 3 points, and I guarantee we're going to get the 3 points, and I'm going to go for it. But if I think we're going to need more than 3 points, we're going to go for it. So,
well, hopefully it's out of hand, and there's no coming back for Alabama, by halftime.
Yeah.
I mean, that's wishful thinking, but
yeah, I mean, but it can happen. I mean, if Oklahoma gets up on these guys, and vice versa. I mean, if Alabama gets up, but I think it's going to be a game of who flinches. Who's the first one who doesn't have it go their way, and how do they react? Alabama's going to have the upper hand on that because of the experience. I mean, they've been in the playoffs for
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5, and won it, 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5, some ridiculous number. But it's going to be, okay, we got stopped. How are we going to respond to it? Our offense, are we going to respond? Or our defense, if our offense gets stopped, okay, now we got to do our part and get a stop.
Yeah. And if we beat Alabama, we immediately become the favorite to win.
Oh,
To
yeah.
win it all.
And the thing is yeah, you take it one game at a time, but just remember, everybody, this is one of two.
Yes.
After we beat Alabama, we got to turn around and get ready in a week to beat Clemson.
Yeah, because they're going to roll Notre
Yeah.
Dame.
And Notre Dame, I don't think has much of a chance. But again, it's like everybody's focus is on this, which is cool. But really, the focus is getting past this to the next level, and which is the national championship. What's your score, Rob?
Okay, if you're going to hold me down to a score, I'd probably have to say 55-42.
Who wins?
Oklahoma.
Okay. Right?
I'm probably going to say it's like 45-42 Oklahoma.
45-42. I'm 58-55. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to come. I hope it comes down to Alabama having to kick a field goal to win it or to tie it.
I would love that.
Because their field goal kicker is terrible.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we had a deal earlier in the season where Sports Illustrated put out the top 25, what their fan base is upset about. And Alabama's was their kickers and punters. Their kicker didn't kick it
Heck
deep
of a thing
enough.
to be upset about.
Yeah. Everybody else was upset with their cornerbacks and everything else, but no, I think they'd missed a couple of field goals.
Wah.
Yeah, through the but if I would love for it to come down to him having to kick a field goal to tie it, to put it into overtime. But I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be high. I think it's going to be high powered. I mean, it's going to be a fun game to watch, but also it's going to be a nerve-wracking game to watch.
Well, I hope so. I hope it's not, if we get out of rhythm and they, go up 21 points or, worse, then everything they've been trying to say about us, automatically comes.
Hey, Texas went up 21 points in the first game, and Kyler come rolling back through.
I'm just saying, if they blow us out, all the things that they've been saying.
Yeah. But see, I don't think it's going to be, it was, what was it, Washington and Michigan who got into the playoffs that, a couple of years ago. And everybody's like, oh, these teams, it's finally somebody else accepted. And they just got demolished. I think Michigan got shut out. And I think Washington only scored like 7 points or 3 points.
Got hammered.
Now, this isn't those teams. I mean, this is a team that competed last year, and it's competing again this year. I mean, they're not going to get blown out.
Well, you heard what Alabama's one of their defensive game plans is, right?
Hands up.
Hands up.
Hands up.
Because Kyler's short.
Guess what? So is everybody else. I mean, it's not like that's a new,
Yeah. That's not going to do him any good.
Well, for starters, you got to catch him.
Yeah, you got to get in front of him to get your hands out. I don't think he's only had but 3 passes batted down this year, if that
Well,
many.
you remember early on in the season it was a problem.
Yeah.
We were like, man, this could be a bad problem. And then somehow or another they corrected it.
Yeah. But I think it's, him learning to throw through the lanes instead of over the lane.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing, I still can't figure out how he can see down the field.
I know.
So, I mean, because he's about my height. So,
Yeah.
I being behind 6 foot, 6'5" guys, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 400-pound guys. I don't see how I can see through them, around them, above them.
Well,
But he
those line splits, he's looking beside him. He's not looking over him. I can promise that.
But so Rhett, be careful on your trip down there.
I'll do my best.
Everybody, we hope you had or having a Merry Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas tomorrow. On Wednesday, the day after Christmas, we're going to be dropping a video out on YouTube that you can see the beautiful podcast palace in all of its glamour. And you can see what position Rob seats himself into to the high tech equipment that we have here for him to get comfortable in. But Merry Christmas to everybody. God bless you. Thank you for listening to us. It's been one of the greatest Christmas presents I think we've had this year. It is something that we thought would be kind of fun and goofy to do. It is now kind of fun and popular to do, huh, Rob?
Yeah, kind of.
We're
enjoying it still, so
yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. People, coming up and saying hi. It's still,
getting your autograph.
We got autographs for the first time the other night.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't ever hesitate. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's like autographs and people wanting their picture taken. At the tailgate, people are like, can I get a picture? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm more than happy to do it. But first in the back of my head is like, why? Oh, I'm on a podcast. So,
See, first thing I'd be thinking is just because I'm so gorgeous.
Oh, God.
And then, the second thought would be,
for the 70th time.
I do
Chill out over there.
Rob reminds me of the ladies man.
The what?
I'm sorry, what?
The ladies man.
I see.
On Saturday Night Live, and then he had he had a movie too, didn't he? The ladies man on Saturday Night Live. It was
Terry, don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Don't. That's not the reason I hate you, Rob.
Oh.
But anyway, guys, if you're going down to Alabama or going down to Florida, be safe. Safe travels. Scream and yell. Do your part. We'll be doing our part here. I'll be wearing my lucky socks and whatever else I can find. Heels down.
Nah, he's all right.
Oh, he's all right. But anyway, enjoy yourself down there. We're going to have a house full of folks here watching the game and cheering the Sooners on, and we'll look forward to getting to go out to the Bay to play for the national championship. But that's a podcast for today. Boomer Sooner guys. Boomer up.
Boomer Jerry.
Boomer it. Boomer. Thanks for listening to the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. Hit the subscribe button right now on whatever app you're listening to download every episode as they come out. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook and on YouTube. Boomer Sooner.